Past few weeks at church, we've been talking about this idea that we are all in this global pandemic, this global storm together. And yet, not all of us are in the same boat. That many of us in the U.S., our boat's pretty secure. We feel like we can ride this storm out. We have food supplies, we have medical care if needed, we have shelter over our heads. And so, yeah, we're dealing with a lot of stuff, so I'm not trying to downplay that. But at the same time, the basics we need to survive, that's pretty secure for many people. But in around the world, globally, in a lot of communities, it's just not that way, especially if people are living near the poverty line, where now the care is around shelter, the care is around food, the care is around medicine, and you're choosing between, do I go out into public and work a little bit so I can have food, or do I stay home and maybe stay healthy but not have any food to eat? About 10 years ago, we took our first team to Nicaragua. And that year there was a ton of rain, ton of rain. And one afternoon we were going to go to a different community and have a church service. And so we all got in the vans and we were driving to this community. And about halfway there, we were stopped by a river that wasn't there the day before. This river, and it kind of went out into what was once dry land but looked a little bit more like a lake. And the community we were going to have church with was there on the side of the river. And so they met us there, and we asked, hey, so how's everything going? What's going on? And so, oh, well, we're good, but our whole community got, washed away today. And for all of us on the North American team, we're, needless to say, we're in shock. It's like, well, what are we going to do? How can we help? What can we come alongside? And they just said, well, let's just have that church service we were planning on having. And this was not a church service of lament. It was a church service of joy and hope. It was incredible. There was singing. There was messages given. And at the end of the day, we asked, well, everything got washed away. How are you doing? And their response was something to the effect of, well, our hope is in Jesus. Our hope isn't in our homes. I may be adding a paraphrase there. But the point is that they knew where their hope lied. Their hope was in Jesus, the work that he did on the cross. Their hope was in God. It wasn't in homes. It wasn't in medical care. It wasn't in possessions. And I realized that day that they were way further down the path of Christian maturity than I was, because I know if I was in that position, I'd be talking to Jesus and I'd be doing a lot of praying, but I'm not sure that I'd want to have a church service when my house just got washed away. We are in the middle of a global pandemic. We're in the middle of an interesting season this last week with the elections. At some point in the week, my wife, in her infinite wisdom, says, it doesn't really matter who wins, because our hope needs to be in Jesus. It's not in a politician. For us, when we put our hope in anything but Jesus, we will get disappointed, no matter what that's in. I learned when I've worked with people who are near that poverty line that they've found what their hope is in, and it's in Jesus. I want to encourage you, if you wouldn't mind. One, we are needing to raise about $15,000 for our global outreach initiatives. If that's something you want to join in on and help out with, please go to our website and donate there. But more importantly than a dollar, I want you to remember who our hope is in today. Our hope's in Jesus. It's not in our medical system. It's not in our politicians. It's not in our homes and our grocery stores and our refrigerators. Our hope is in Jesus, so that if some of that does go away someday, we can still have hope and joy, because it's in the right spot with Jesus. All right, I hope you guys have a great day today.